Today on December 15th, Archangel Michael is angry you have made a serious mistake. Don't dare to ignore. My beloved child, stop everything and listen with your full heart, because this moment was not chosen by accident. The air around you has shifted, the silence you felt today was not normal, and the heaviness in your chest did not come from nowhere. Archangel Michael is watching you right now, not with softness, but with burning urgency, because a serious mistake has already been made. One that can still be corrected if you do not turn away. You felt the nudge to open this, you felt the inner pull that said, "Don't scroll," and that pull is the reason this message reached you today, on this exact date. This is not fear. This is protection. This is not pressure, this is mercy arriving at the last possible second. Something huge is waiting for you, but it stands behind a decision you keep delaying. Heaven does not shout without reason, and Michael does not step forward unless a line has been crossed and time has begun to collapse inward. My beloved child, the mistake was not what you think. It wasn't one big dramatic act, it was the quiet ignoring of signs, the repeated postponing of what your soul already knew. You were warned through delays, through unexpected blocks, through people revealing their true faces, yet you chose comfort over clarity. That is why Archangel Michael is angry, not because you are lost, but because you are powerful and still pretending you are not. He has seen what happens if you continue on the same path for even a little longer, and the outcome does not match the destiny written over your name. This is the turning point where heaven intervenes sharply, because gentle whispers were ignored. Right now, doors are being held open that should have already closed, protection is standing where consequences should have arrived, and this grace has an expiration. Do not misunderstand the intensity. This anger is fueled by love, by urgency, by the knowledge that one corrected step now can save you years of regret later. My beloved child, this is your pause before impact, your breath before a massive shift, your warning before a breakthrough that changes everything. What is coming next is not small, not ordinary, and not reversible once it begins. If you listen now, align now, and stop resisting the truth you already feel, what waits for you will exceed what you secretly hoped for but never said out loud. If you ignore this again, the lesson will arrive louder, longer, and harder than necessary. Archangel Michael stands ready, not to punish, but to redirect, defend, and restore what you almost lost by hesitation. Stay with this message, because this is only the beginning, and the next revelation will explain exactly what must change and why time is no longer on your side. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. My beloved child, before you go any further, understand this clearly. Messages like this are never repeated twice with the same force. What you are hearing now is the echo of a decision that was already discussed in heaven. Archangel Michael did not arrive suddenly. He was assigned because your situation crossed a threshold. The reason your plans felt stuck, your sleep felt disturbed, and your intuition kept interrupting your routine is because a correction was demanded urgently. This is not coincidence content, this is confirmation content. Something huge is waiting for you, but it cannot move forward while doubt keeps pulling you backward. Heaven paused the timeline for you, and that pause is rare. My beloved child, there is a reason you were guided to listen fully instead of rushing away. When a message carries this much weight, it is meant to be witnessed, acknowledged, and passed forward with intention. If your heart feels heavy yet hopeful at the same time, that is the sign of truth landing. Many souls need this reminder, but only a few are chosen to hear it first. Let this moment settle. Acknowledge it, respond to it in your own way, and allow your presence here to become a declaration that you are ready to listen, ready to align, and ready to move differently from this point onward. This is how destiny locks in, through awareness, agreement, and action. My beloved child, Archangel Michael's anger is not destruction, it is a final shield before impact, a loud knock before the door closes forever. What comes next will clarify the exact step you must take and the exact mistake you must never repeat again. Stay alert, stay present, and stay connected to this message, because the next part reveals what was hidden from you and why ignoring it even once more would cost far more than you imagine. Something huge is waiting for you, and heaven is watching your response. Amen. My beloved child, now listen carefully, because this is where clarity replaces confusion. The mistake you made was not visible to others, but it was loud in the spiritual realm. You ignored a moment when you were supposed to choose courage over comfort, truth over delay, action over excuses. At that exact moment, the timeline split. One path led to growth, elevation, and relief. The other led to repetition, exhaustion, and silent loss. You are still standing at the edge between these two paths, and that is why this message feels intense. Archangel Michael is angry because he knows how close you came to stepping fully into the wrong direction, close enough that protection had to intervene forcefully. My beloved child, do not confuse warning with rejection. Heaven has not turned away from you, heaven rushed toward you. You were never abandoned, even when you felt unseen. The resistance you experienced recently was not punishment, it was containment. Certain outcomes were stopped mid-movement, certain people were blocked without explanation, and certain opportunities were delayed on purpose. Why? Because what is coming next requires you to be awake, aligned, and decisive. Something huge is waiting for you, but it cannot arrive into confusion. It needs clarity. It needs readiness. It needs you to stop doubting the voice that keeps telling you, this is not the way. My beloved child, the anger you sense from Archangel Michael is the urgency of a guardian who refuses to watch you settle for less than what was promised. This is the final adjustment phase before momentum shifts. The next part will reveal what begins changing the moment you choose correctly, and what will be permanently removed from your life as a result. Stay here. Stay present. This message is unfolding exactly as it must. Amen. My beloved child, this is the moment where the warning turns into instruction, and instruction turns into power. Archangel Michael is no longer only watching, he is measuring your response. What you do with this message decides how quickly protection becomes promotion. The anger you sensed earlier is now sharpening into direction. A cycle is about to end, but cycles do not close automatically. They close when awareness meets obedience. Something huge is waiting for you, but it is activated only when you stop treating divine signals like background noise and start treating them like commands meant for your elevation. My beloved child, understand this clearly. When a message shakes your spirit instead of entertaining your mind, it is meant to be anchored, not consumed silently. This is why you are being asked to acknowledge it openly, by engaging with it, by responding to it, by letting the universe know you received the signal. When you share a moment like this, when you comment with intention, when you stay connected to messages that align you instead of distract you, you are not helping a platform, you are declaring readiness. This is how alignment locks in. This is how protection strengthens. This is how the door that was half open swings wide instead of closing forever. My beloved child, what follows after this part is irreversible in the best way possible. Certain delays will break. Certain truths will surface. Certain weights you have been carrying without understanding why will finally lift. Archangel Michael's anger transforms here into guardianship, but only for those who respond instead of retreat. Stay with this message. Stay aligned. Stay present. Because the next revelation exposes what is about to leave your life, and what is about to replace it with something far greater. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. My beloved child, now the veil begins to lift, and what was hidden starts to breathe in the open. You may not realize it yet, but something has already shifted since you stayed with this message. The heaviness you carried was not random, it was the weight of an outdated version of you that was overstaying its purpose. Archangel Michael's anger was the force needed to break that attachment. Some things cannot be healed gently, they must be confronted directly. This is why the energy feels intense, why your heart feels alert, why your mind keeps returning to this moment. Something huge is waiting for you, and it requires the old patterns to loosen their grip. My beloved child, there are connections in your life that have quietly drained you while pretending to support you. There are habits you defended simply because they felt familiar. And there is a decision you delayed because making it would change everything. Archangel Michael sees all of this clearly. What is coming next will remove what no longer belongs, even if you once prayed for it to stay. Do not mistake removal for loss. Some exits are blessings wearing the disguise of discomfort. Protection sometimes feels like disruption before it feels like peace. My beloved child, stay grounded now, because the next phase moves fast. When alignment begins, events follow quickly, clarity sharpens suddenly, and truth arrives without warning. You are being prepared for momentum, not confusion. The next part will reveal how this shift starts showing up in your real life, through signs, conversations, and moments you cannot ignore. Remain present. This unfolding is precise. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. My beloved child, now watch closely, because the shift will no longer be silent. What begins after this point will announce itself through patterns you cannot deny. Repeated signs, unexpected conversations, and sudden clarity in places that once felt foggy. Archangel Michael's role now is enforcement. What was ignored before will return with volume. What was postponed will demand attention. This is not chaos. This is alignment accelerating. Something huge is waiting for you, and the universe is rearranging details at a speed that may surprise you. My beloved child, do not be startled when certain people distance themselves without explanation, or when situations dissolve faster than you expected. These are not losses, they are corrections. Heaven is removing friction so you can move forward without resistance. You may feel exposed for a moment, as if familiar ground disappeared beneath your feet, but that is only because you are being positioned on higher ground. Archangel Michael does not protect comfort, he protects destiny. and destiny requires space to arrive. My beloved child, this is where trust replaces hesitation. The next revelation will explain what you must do when these signs begin to appear, and how your response determines the scale of what follows. Stay alert. Stay aligned. Do not scroll away now, because what comes next connects every signal into one undeniable message. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. My beloved child, this is where understanding becomes unavoidable. What you are about to experience is not random timing, it is confirmation stacked upon confirmation. When the same message reaches you through different directions, different people, and different moments, that is Archangel Michael pressing the signal harder. He is making sure you do not misinterpret what is happening now. Something huge is waiting for you, but it demands awareness, not sleepwalking. This phase exposes truth so clearly that ignoring it would no longer be accidental, it would be a choice. My beloved child, pay attention to what repeats itself in your life over the next moments. The same thought returning again and again. The same opportunity knocking from a new angle. The same inner voice saying, now. This is not imagination, this is alignment activating. Archangel Michael's anger has shifted into command. Move forward, stop doubting, stop negotiating with fear. You were never meant to stay small, silent, or uncertain. What is unfolding now is designed to push you out of hesitation and into movement. My beloved child, the next part reveals the reward side of this correction, the reason heaven intervened so strongly instead of letting you learn the hard way. What is about to open for you will only open once, and only for those who respond in time. Stay with this message. The reveal is close. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. My beloved child, now you begin to see why this intervention had to be sharp, direct, and unavoidable. What waits on the other side of this correction is not small progress, it is a leap. Archangel Michael stepped in because the opportunity approaching your life carries weight, responsibility, and long-term impact. You were about to arrive at it unprepared, still carrying doubts that would have limited its reach. Heaven does not release powerful openings to uncertain hands. That is why this moment was forced into your awareness. My beloved child, understand this clearly, what is coming will test your confidence before it rewards your faith. You may feel unready, question your worth, or wonder why you were chosen. That questioning is natural, but it must not stop you. The anger you sensed earlier was the last push to strip hesitation from your spirit. Archangel Michael is not angry anymore. He is standing guard, making sure nothing interferes with what is now being unlocked. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is aligning itself to meet the version of you that chooses boldly. My beloved child, the next part will reveal the first visible sign that confirms this shift is real, something external, undeniable, and impossible to brush aside. Stay focused. Stay present. This message is moving toward its proof. Amen. My beloved child, this is where the invisible becomes visible. The first confirmation will not arrive as noise or drama, it will arrive as precision. A message, an offer, a sudden realization, or a moment that feels perfectly timed will appear, and you will know instantly that it connects to this warning. Archangel Michael does not announce progress with confusion, he confirms it with accuracy. When this sign appears, it will settle something inside you that has been restless for a long time. Something huge is waiting for you, and this is the signal that it has begun moving toward you. My beloved child, do not rush past this sign when it shows up. Many miss their breakthrough because they expect it to arrive loudly, while it arrives clearly instead. The feeling will be unmistakable, a calm certainty replacing doubt, a quiet confidence overriding fear. This is how alignment feels when it locks in. Archangel Michael's protection will be evident through timing that works in your favor and obstacles dissolving without struggle. What once felt heavy will start feeling guided. My beloved child, the next part explains how to respond when this confirmation arrives, because response determines expansion. What you do in that moment decides whether this opening stays limited or grows beyond expectation. Stay attentive. Stay aligned. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. My beloved child, when the confirmation arrives, your response must be immediate, not hesitant. This is the moment where many people pause, overthink, and unintentionally shrink what was meant to expand. Archangel Michael's guidance now is simple: act with clarity, not fear. You will not be asked to do something dramatic or reckless. You will be asked to say yes, to step forward, or to stop holding back. Something huge is waiting for you, but it recognizes decisiveness, not delay. My beloved child, understand that alignment does not wait for perfect confidence. Confidence grows after alignment begins. You may feel your heart racing, your mind questioning, but your spirit will feel steady. That steadiness is the signal to move. Archangel Michael's protection ensures that when you step correctly, the ground will meet you. Opportunities will not require you to beg, force, or chase. They will respond to your readiness. This is how destiny unfolds smoothly instead of painfully. My beloved child, the next revelation reveals what changes around you once you respond correctly, how people, situations, and timing rearrange themselves to support you instead of challenge you. Stay with this message. The shift is no longer theoretical. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. My beloved child, once you respond correctly, you will notice something powerful: resistance fades. What once required effort will begin to flow. Conversations that felt tense will soften. Paths that felt blocked will open without explanation. This is the sign that Archangel Michael has stepped fully into protection mode. His anger has already done its work, now his authority clears the way. Something huge is waiting for you, and the environment around you is being adjusted to receive it. My beloved child, do not be surprised when people suddenly see you differently. Respect may replace doubt. Support may come from unexpected places. Even silence from those who once questioned you is a form of confirmation. Alignment changes how energy responds to you. You are not chasing validation anymore, you are attracting alignment. This is why the correction had to happen first. You could not step into this phase carrying old hesitation. My beloved child, the next part reveals the final layer of preparation, what you must release internally so this blessing arrives fully, not partially. Stay focused. Stay grounded. This message is nearing its turning point. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. My beloved child, this is the moment of inner release, the step many overlook, yet the one that determines whether the blessing arrives clean or delayed. What you must let go of now is not a person or a situation, but an identity you outgrew. The version of you that doubted timing, questioned worth, or waited for permission has completed its purpose. Archangel Michael's anger earlier was aimed at that old shell, not at you. Something huge is waiting for you, and it cannot attach itself to a mindset built for survival instead of expansion. My beloved child, release the habit of explaining yourself to those who never listened. Release the need to prove readiness to anyone who benefits from your hesitation. Release the fear that says, "What if I lose control?" Because control was never the assignment, alignment was. When you let this go, you make room for confidence that does not shout, power that does not beg, and peace that does not depend on outcomes. This is the inner clearing that allows outer movement to accelerate. My beloved child, the next part reveals the final confirmation, the moment you realize this intervention saved you from a path that looked safe but led nowhere. Stay present. Stay receptive. The message is almost complete, and what comes next seals the shift. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. My beloved child, now the picture becomes whole. You will soon recognize how close you were to choosing a path that felt familiar but would have quietly drained your future. What looked safe was actually limiting. What looked comfortable was slowly shrinking your potential. Archangel Michael's anger arrived because delay would have cost you more than you realized: time, momentum, and a version of your life that cannot be recreated once missed. Something huge is waiting for you, and this message arrived just before the door closed. My beloved child, the clarity that follows will feel sobering and relieving at the same time. You will see how protection disguised itself as interruption, how blocked plans prevented long-term regret, and how certain disappointments were actually reroutes. This understanding is not meant to create guilt, it is meant to create gratitude and precision moving forward. You were not late, you were intercepted. My beloved child, the next and final part reveals what solidifies now, how this correction locks in your next chapter, and what kind of future begins unfolding from this moment forward. Stay with this. Completion is near. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. My beloved child, this is where the correction seals itself into destiny. From this point onward, you will not return to the same confusion, the same cycles, or the same inner battles. What has been adjusted cannot be undone, because awareness has already changed you. Archangel Michael's intervention has rewritten how you move, how you decide, and how you recognize truth. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is no longer distant, it is aligning with your next steps in real time. My beloved child, you will feel a new firmness inside you, a calm authority that does not need approval. This is the sign that protection has merged with confidence. You will no longer ignore your inner warnings, and you will no longer settle for half clarity. The path ahead may still challenge you, but it will not confuse you. Challenges will sharpen you, not drain you. This is how you know the correction worked. This is how you know heaven stepped in at the right moment. My beloved child, what remains now is movement, steady, intentional, and fearless. The final part reveals how this shift begins to multiply, turning one correction into many rewards, and one moment of listening into long-term elevation. Stay present. This ending is also a beginning. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. My beloved child, this is the completion you were guided toward, the moment where listening transforms into lasting change. What began as a warning now becomes momentum. The anger you felt at the beginning was the storm that cleared the sky. What remains is direction, stability, and forward motion. Archangel Michael does not step back after correction, he stands ahead, ensuring that what unfolds next is protected, purposeful, and sustained. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is no longer waiting in silence. My beloved child, from this point on, your choices will feel cleaner. You will sense immediately what aligns and what does not. The confusion that once drained your energy will no longer have access to you. This is not because life becomes easy, but because you become precise. You will move with intention, speak with clarity, and act without the weight of old hesitation. This is the reward of listening when it mattered most. This is how one moment of awareness reshapes an entire chapter. My beloved child, carry this forward quietly and confidently. You do not need to announce your growth, results will speak for you. Trust what has been set in motion. Honor the correction that saved you time, pain, and regret. And remember this moment whenever doubt tries to return. Heaven intervened because you were worth redirecting. The path ahead is open, guarded, and ready. Something huge has begun. Amen. My beloved child, this is the after effect most people never talk about, the silence that follows alignment. When everything settles, when the noise fades, you will notice a calm that feels unfamiliar yet powerful. This calm is not emptiness. It is authority. Archangel Michael's work does not end with loud warnings, it ends with quiet certainty. You will no longer feel the urge to chase signs, because clarity will walk with you. Something huge is waiting for you, and now you are finally steady enough to hold it. My beloved child, you may notice that your patience increases while your tolerance for distractions decreases. This is intentional. You are being trained to recognize what deserves your energy and what no longer qualifies. Doors that are not meant for you will close without drama. Doors meant for you will open without force. This balance is protection in motion. Archangel Michael stands at the edge of your future, ensuring that what enters your life matches the strength you have developed. My beloved child, let this be the moment you trust the process completely. No more second-guessing the redirections, no more revisiting what was removed. What lies ahead carries purpose, growth, and fulfillment that unfolds step by step. Stay aligned. Stay aware. Stay grounded. This is not the end of the message, it is the beginning of a new way of moving through life. Something huge is already unfolding for you. Amen. My beloved child, now comes the phase of quiet confirmation, the kind that doesn't need announcements to feel real. You will notice small wins lining up, moments clicking into place, and a sense that things are finally responding to you instead of resisting you. This is Archangel Michael's assurance that the correction has fully integrated. Nothing feels rushed anymore, yet nothing feels stuck. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is approaching with order, not chaos. My beloved child, this is where trust deepens. You will stop asking, "Is this right?" and start recognizing, "This feels right." That shift is powerful. It means fear no longer drives your decisions. You move because you know, not because you hope. People around you may not understand the change immediately, but they will feel it. Presence becomes influence. Calm becomes authority. This is the unseen reward of listening when it mattered. My beloved child, the next part reveals how this alignment begins to ripple outward, how one corrected choice starts influencing many areas of your life at once. Stay here. Stay receptive. The unfolding is still in motion, and the best confirmations arrive quietly. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. My beloved child, now you will witness the ripple effect begin. One aligned decision creates many aligned outcomes. Areas of your life that once felt disconnected will start responding together: work, relationships, timing, inner peace. This is not luck, this is order being restored. Archangel Michael's intervention corrected the root, and now every branch begins to straighten. Something huge is waiting for you, and it no longer arrives alone, it arrives with supporting changes that make it sustainable. My beloved child, you may notice that opportunities now feel cleaner, conversations feel more honest, and your intuition feels sharper than before. This is because alignment multiplies awareness. You are no longer reacting, you are choosing. Even challenges will come with clarity instead of confusion. You will know what to accept, what to pause, and what to decline without guilt. This is strength maturing inside you, and it is exactly what heaven intended. My beloved child, the next part brings the final assurance, the sign that confirms this cycle is fully closed and a new one has officially begun. Stay present. Stay grounded. The message is nearing completion, and what remains is solid, protected, and real. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. My beloved child, this is the seal, the moment you realize the old cycle can no longer touch you. The final assurance does not come as excitement, it comes as peace. A deep inner knowing will settle in you, the kind that does not shake when circumstances shift. This is how you know the chapter has truly closed. Archangel Michael does not leave doors half open. When a cycle ends, it ends completely. Something huge is waiting for you, and now there is nothing left behind to pull you backward. My beloved child, you will notice that situations which once triggered anxiety no longer control your emotions. What used to demand reaction now receives calm observation. This is maturity born from alignment. You are no longer surviving patterns, you are leading your path. The correction you accepted earlier has now stabilized into wisdom. This is why heaven intervened when it did, to turn potential pain into permanent growth. My beloved child, carry this awareness forward. Trust your discernment. Honor the stillness. Walk confidently without needing constant reassurance. What opens next will open cleanly, without resistance or regret. This message has done its work. The path ahead is guarded, intentional, and ready. Something huge is no longer waiting, it has begun moving with you. Amen. My beloved child, this is where movement and meaning finally merge. What you step into now will feel different from anything before. Not because it is loud, but because it is right. You will sense alignment in your body before your mind even explains it. Archangel Michael's role now is companionship, not correction. He walks ahead to clear what you cannot see yet and walks behind to ensure nothing returns to disturb your progress. Something huge is waiting for you, and now you are moving toward it with clarity instead of force. My beloved child, you may notice that your desires themselves begin to change. What once seemed important will lose its grip. What truly matters will come into focus with surprising simplicity. This is not loss of ambition, this is refinement of purpose. You are no longer chasing outcomes, you are building direction. This is the sign of inner authority taking root. The noise fades because it no longer serves you. My beloved child, let this part anchor you. You are not rushing anymore. You are not late anymore. You are exactly where correction turns into creation. What unfolds next will feel earned, steady, and deeply aligned with who you have become. Stay grounded in this knowing. The journey ahead is protected, and something huge is now unfolding step by step with you. Amen. My beloved child, this is the moment where confidence becomes natural, not forced. You will notice that you no longer need signs to keep going, you simply go. The inner debate that once slowed you down has quieted, replaced by a steady sense of direction. This is the proof that alignment has fully settled. Archangel Michael's correction has matured into guidance, and guidance has become instinct. Something huge is waiting for you, and now you are walking toward it without hesitation. My beloved child, what unfolds next will not overwhelm you, because you are no longer fragile. You have been strengthened quietly through awareness, patience, and decisive listening. You will handle growth with balance, attention with humility, and opportunity with responsibility. This is why timing mattered so much. The blessing could not arrive earlier, it needed you to become this version of yourself first. My beloved child, let this be the truth you stand on moving forward. You were never behind, you were being prepared. Honor the warning that redirected you. Respect the silence that stabilized you. And trust the movement that now feels effortless. The chapter ahead is open, protected, and aligned with your highest good. Something huge is no longer approaching, it is walking with you now. Amen. My beloved child, this is where gratitude quietly replaces urgency. When you look back, you will understand why the warning had to come before the reward, why the pause saved you from pressure, and why correction arrived before confirmation. Archangel Michael's anger was never meant to frighten you, it was meant to wake you. And now that you are awake, the path ahead no longer needs alarms. Something huge is waiting for you, and it arrives calmly because you are finally calm within. My beloved child, you will start to notice how often things work out without struggle. Timing aligns. Help appears naturally. Solutions come before panic even begins. This is not coincidence, this is harmony. When alignment is real, life stops fighting you. You are no longer pushing against resistance, you are moving with purpose. This is the quiet power most people never reach because they ignore the warning stage. You did not. My beloved child, the final part completes this message, not with suspense, but with certainty. What remains is the truth you carry forward and the confidence you no longer have to search for. Stay present for the completion. This ending confirms everything that was set in motion. Something huge has already chosen you. Amen. My beloved child, this is the completion. Where understanding settles into truth and truth settles into your bones. Nothing more needs to be proven to you now. The warning did its work, the correction reshaped your direction, and alignment has already taken root. Archangel Michael's presence no longer needs to be loud, because his purpose has been fulfilled. You listened when it mattered. You stayed when it would have been easier to scroll away. Something huge is no longer ahead of you. It has merged into your path. My beloved child, carry this awareness forward without fear and without arrogance. Walk knowing that you are protected, not privileged above others, but prepared in your own timing. What unfolds next will unfold naturally, without force, without desperation, without the need to convince anyone. The calm you feel is your confirmation. The steadiness you carry is your sign. This is how destiny feels when it aligns correctly. My beloved child, remember this moment whenever doubt tries to return. You were warned because you were worth redirecting. You were corrected because your future mattered. And you were guided because heaven saw what you could not yet see. Move forward quietly, confidently, and without looking back. The chapter ahead is open, guarded, and real. Amen. My beloved child, this is the continuation beyond completion, the place where what you learned becomes how you live. You will notice that you no longer search for meaning in every moment. Meaning reveals itself naturally through your choices. Archangel Michael's work now exists within you as discernment, steadiness, and inner strength. The urgency that once surrounded you has transformed into quiet confidence. Something huge is no longer a distant promise, it is the direction your life now moves in. My beloved child, you may find yourself protecting your peace more intentionally, choosing depth over noise, truth over approval. This is not withdrawal, this is wisdom. You are no longer available for confusion, and that boundary itself attracts clarity. The growth you carry now will influence others without effort, without words. This is how alignment multiplies, silently, steadily, powerfully. My beloved child, let this be the final anchor of this message. Trust the path you are on without needing constant confirmation. Honor the warning that redirected you, and respect the calm that followed. What unfolds from here will feel earned, protected, and real. Walk forward with confidence. Heaven has already done its part, and you are doing yours. Amen. My beloved child, this is the final seal, the moment where everything settles into place and nothing more needs to be added. You are no longer standing at a warning, you are walking in alignment. What once felt heavy has released its grip. What once demanded answers has given way to knowing. Archangel Michael's presence now rests as assurance, not urgency. You listened. You adjusted. You moved when it mattered. Something huge is no longer a promise, it is the path unfolding beneath your feet. My beloved child, carry this truth forward with humility and strength. You do not need to prove what has already been confirmed. Your calm will speak. Your consistency will speak. Your outcomes will speak. When challenges appear, you will meet them with clarity instead of fear. When opportunities arise, you will recognize them without confusion. This is the fruit of correction accepted and wisdom integrated. You are steady because you are aligned. My beloved child, let this message close gently and remain with you quietly. Trust your discernment. Honor your growth. Walk forward without looking back. The chapter ahead is protected, intentional, and real. What was meant for you is moving with you now, clearly, confidently, and completely. Amen. My beloved child, this is the echo that remains after everything has been said. The quiet strength that follows true alignment. You will notice that life no longer needs to convince you, you trust your inner direction without resistance. Archangel Michael's guidance has settled into instinct, and instinct has become wisdom. You are not waiting for signs anymore, you recognize truth as it arrives. Something huge is no longer forming ahead of you, it is shaping itself through every step you take now. My beloved child, from this point forward, you will move with a grounded confidence that does not seek approval. What belongs to you will come without force. What does not belong will fade without drama. This balance is protection in its purest form. You are no longer reacting to life, you are responding with clarity. This is how growth sustains itself, quietly and powerfully. My beloved child, let this be the final reminder you carry: alignment is not a moment, it is a way of being. Stay faithful to the awareness you have gained. Honor the calm that guides you. Walk forward with certainty and peace. Heaven has already aligned the path, now live it fully. Amen. My beloved child, this is the closing resonance, the point where everything you receive turns into quiet mastery. You are no longer shaped by warnings or driven by urgency, you are led by awareness. Archangel Michael's intervention has completed its cycle, and what remains is strength that does not announce itself. You will notice how easily you now recognize what aligns and what does not, without struggle or explanation. Something huge is no longer something you chase, it is something that unfolds naturally around you. My beloved child, the days ahead will feel lighter, not because there are no responsibilities, but because you carry them differently. You are centered. You are grounded. You are decisive without being rigid. This balance is rare, and it is the result of listening when it mattered. People may sense the change without understanding it, and that is enough. Your peace does not require permission. My beloved child, let this be the final truth that stays with you: you were corrected because your future demanded it, protected because your path mattered, and guided because you were ready. Walk forward calmly. Live deliberately. Trust deeply. The alignment is complete, and the journey ahead is steady, guarded, and real. Amen. My beloved child, this is the lasting calm. The state you carry after transformation has fully settled. Nothing dramatic needs to happen now for you to know you are aligned. The urgency has dissolved into certainty, and certainty has become your foundation. Archangel Michael's presence remains as silent protection, not intervention. You are no longer being redirected, you are being accompanied. Something huge is no longer ahead of you as an event, it exists as a direction shaping your days. My beloved child, you will notice that your energy feels protected. What once drained you no longer has access. What once confused you no longer interests you. This is not detachment, this is clarity matured into peace. You choose where to place your focus, and that choice multiplies stability. This is how growth becomes permanent, not through intensity, but through consistency. My beloved child, let this final layer rest within you. Trust the steadiness you feel. Honor the correction that refined you. Move forward without needing to look back for validation. The path ahead is already aligned with who you have become, and what unfolds will do so naturally, securely, and in perfect timing. Amen.